Flosstube, welcome back. I'm Erin, the 2 Martini Stitcher, and this is my channel about cross stitch. So if you're new, welcome. Hope you're excited to see some cross stitch and hear some cross stitch talk. And if you're a returner, welcome back. It is Sunday, May 3rd. Cheers. I'm filming a little early today. I'm hoping that this uploads fast enough that I can get it posted today, and it will be like my daily video. So no, I was feeling like something a little bubbly today. No cocktail because it's a bit early in the day, early in the afternoon, but I was feeling like something bubbly, so I made myself a little raspberry Italian soda. That's delicious. Yeah, I'm hoping that this will be my daily video because it's May and it's time for all the festivities. For those of you who aren't, are maybe new to the cross stitch community, which is exactly where I was a year ago, May is, as far as I can tell and as far as I feel like, it is like Stitcher holiday month. This is like yearly stitchy holiday. A lot of people participate in Stitch Maynia. It's a Facebook group, so you can go join that group, and they have a great pin post of all about how Stitch Maynia started. I am going to be doing, as if you've been around for a while, you guys know that I'm going to be doing 21 new starts in May for my version of Maynia. And I've decided I'm going to do daily vlog style videos most days except Sunday. On Sunday, I decided I'm going to do a regular Flosstube update on Sunday. I'm going to do it earlier in the day, hoping that it gets up in post. Our upload speed here is super, super slow. My videos usually take 8 or 9 hours to upload. So we'll see. Fingers crossed it might be really late Sunday night, but hopefully this will go up today. Every other day, I'm going to be doing like a very short 5-10 minutes, maybe max. So far, they've been 5-6 minutes, showing what I'm working on that day. But I decided I would keep Sunday regular Flosstube video, show you everything I've been working on. The little Maynia vlogs, daily vlogs, will just be Maynia projects. And then on Sunday, I'll show you everything I worked on. I'll fly through those pretty quick since you'll have seen a lot of them if you watch the daily vlogs. But then we'll also do our other regular stitchy chat. I'll show my full coverage project, anything else I've worked on during the week, any stitchy mail that comes in. Because I figure some people love daily vlogs and then they won't watch the longer weekly Flosstube update. But some people might just not be able to like check in every day. I feel like I love the daily vlogs. I love the daily videos, but I'm already feeling like, oh, so many Flosstube videos to watch. So much good Flosstube out there right now. So I do want to do a couple shout outs of people that are newer to me that I've been watching. The first one is Cow Stitcher. She's joined a couple of our Zoom meetups that Becca Sambry Stitches has been hosting. She's a doll, has 4 kids, super cute finishes, does lots of great finishes that she shows. So she's totally worth checking out, Cow Stitcher. I will of course link all these people below. And then the other person I wanted to shout out that I started watching is Erin Perpetual Projects. So another Erin, love that. Perpetual Projects. She's doing Maynia and has like a very cool like theme. Like every day of the week has a theme. I'm not explaining it well, but like Mondays will be Merry Monday. So she'll either start a like Christmas December piece or work on a WIP. So she's doing a mix of WIPs and new starts. And every day of the week has a theme. It's going to be really fun to watch. So check out Erin Perpetual Projects as well. You guys, I did my hair. This is the first time I think my hair has been down in probably a month. Also, we're seeing how much gray there is. How are you guys hanging in there? How are we all hanging in? Pretty good. I filled out a survey. I'm not usually a big survey taker, but I listen to a lot of podcasts, and a couple of my regular podcasts are one's from NPR, and they were like, oh, fill out our NPR, podcast survey. It helps us out. So I thought, I listen to NPR a lot. I'm a supporter of NPR. I'll go fill out their survey. I had to check a new age bracket box for the first time since turning 45 last month. It was hard and painful for me. I'm now in that like 45 to 55 age bracket box. I don't know. I bring this up because I was thinking like, maybe it's time to just quit coloring the hair and go natural. But then I thought, no, that seems like something for 50-year-old me. I think I'm still a few years away from giving up the hair color totally, but no real pants today, but I did my hair. So, baby steps, baby steps. All right. What did I work on this week? It was the end of April and beginning of May this past week. And so I should have looked up April stats. I think I did though. 8. I had 8 starts. Did I fill in all of my finishes? I did. And 8 finishes. So that's pretty good. I feel really good about how May went. For my goals for the month. So you guys know I love my cross stitch planner. My girls, I was working on, we're going to take a little detour. I was working this week on updating all of my little WIP cards. These are from Joy Filled Stitcher. She has these as a PDF in her Etsy shop. I'll link it below. But it's really cool. You can keep track of all your WIPs and then what days you worked on them. When you started, just got space for what fabric and any notes. So I was working on updating my WIP cards. And I was sitting there working on it, and the girls were around the kitchen probably getting lunch, and they were asking about it, so I was showing them. My youngest goes, that's a lot. That's just a lot. That seemed to be the consensus, is that Mom's Stitchy Planner is a lot. It is. I own it, but I know that a lot of you are right there with me. So the base of my planner, it is a disc-bound Happy Planner, and the insert of it, most of it is from Jen Lee, Corks and Stitches, her 24 hours of cross stitch planner. And I will link that below. And then I also have Annie's WIP cards in here, and I printed some other blank pages. But this is kind of like the front of every month. So it has goals for the month, dates to remember. So Anna Forrest Grew, my anniversary start, and then it has a place to list all of your new starts. And Jen clearly fills me that she gives you that many spots for new starts. So, but here are my goals. Were French Kitchen, May Yearbook, Irony, and the Tingles block. And look at that. Check, 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 check. It was a good month. It was a good month. So, did you guys see Strawberries and Mint was checked off? On Monday, so on Sunday, we'll back up. We'll work through the week. So last Sunday, I worked a little bit on this little guy. I was kind of done with all my tasks for the week and realized that some of the monthly things were not going to get done. So I was kind of in one of those, what do I work on? What do I feel like working on? I put a little more work into this little mini. That's a Fun Round Robin. This came from Michelle Garrett, Bendy Stitchy. She offered up these little cards. She had some to give away, and she gave them away to our Patreon patrons. All of us friends, special friends on Patreon. And I grabbed this one. And she stitched it, sent it to me. I'm stitching it, and then I'm sending it off to Shannon. I'm a little slower than Michelle. So here it is. Oh my gosh, that fabric's showing up amazing. This is a piece of Color and Cotton from a grab bag. And I'm using this Color and Cotton floss. Everything always shows up a little brighter. In here, I don't know if it's the wall. It's a little more brown, but I did a little more work. This is 40 count, which is the first time I've stitched on 40 count. So I need, and on the dark fabric, I kind of need bright light and early in the day eyes. So I worked on this some last Sunday, but look, I'm getting there. I'm getting there, Shannon. I don't know how quick I'm gonna finish it, but I'm working on it. So there we go. So there's, I'm calling it Boo Mini. I don't know what it's really called. I don't know that it has a name. So there we go. Got a little more work done on that. I, like, in my head, I really want to do this several times and turn it into a drum. But I'd also like to get this shirt to Shannon sometime this year. So I may just do it once and figure out what I'm gonna do with it, but that's fun. And it lives in a Lovey More Studio pouch, Harry Potter. Because it's just perfect little pouch for that. Okay, I also worked on Sunday. I worked on, just because I felt like it, I worked a little more on Light by Barbara Anna. See if I can find the, there it is. And this is one of her freebie charts for Be Well and Stitch. Love that box. Box in a dress now. So you can follow the hashtag on Instagram. A lot of people are stitching this. I worked on the lantern and started on that beautiful fox. So that's where I am. And this is a piece of 36 count Victorian Motto fabric. Annie did confirm that, yes, this is the fabric I bought from her, and it is Victorian Motto. It feels really nice. I now probably want some more Victorian Motto fabric. So, and I'm just using the called for DMC because I just love it as is, so I'm stitching it as is. Although, if you follow Fox in a Dress, some people have done some amazing color conversions that are worth checking out. There's purple dresses, there's all kinds. All right, so that was Sunday. I was thinking that I would probably do the last week of tasks for Cars and Enchanted Stitching. However, the task didn't come out until pretty late on Monday, which is no big deal. I mean, everybody's super busy and trying to figure out life right now. But I think by the time they did, I had already, in my head, had an idea of what I wanted to work on this week, and I just didn't have the brain power to try to match them up to the tasks. I'm sure I could have, I just didn't. I just thought, I have some goals for the last few days in April, so I'm just gonna sit down and bang out these goals, like what I really need to work on before Maynia starts. And the first one up was to finish Strawberries and Mint, which was my WIP Go, one of my WIP Go pulls. Jessie Marie of Jessie Marie Does Stuff runs a group, WIP Go 2020. It's like bingo for your WIPs. You set goals. It's fantastic. I will link the group below. Check it out. That's if you weren't familiar with WIP Go. So Monday, I just went to town on this, and I worked on it during the day and jumped on the Stitchy meetup on Monday night that Becca hosts and worked on it some more. And then I got off the call and I told them, I'm going to finish this. I'm not going to bed until I finish it. And I finished it and I ironed it. I was going to like fully finish it today, but I went to film early. So there we go. Strawberries and Mint, all done. I'm going to show you. There's lots of back stitching and some smear crosses, and it looks fantastic. I love it. So probably when I'm done filming today, I'm going to get this on the little piece of mat board and switch it out in my kitchen because it's sunny. It's definitely spring. We're headed into summer. It's time to take down apples and sage, Strawberries and Mint. This is a club kit from Inspired Needle. And there's 2 more in the series. So I have done these 2. I've done apples and sage, strawberries and mint. They came 1 every 3 months. Now all 4 of them are out. They are a collaboration between Hands On Design and Summer House Stitchworks. I get asked a lot about where to get these. I get asked a lot like, oh, I love that, can't find the pattern. Inspired Needle. It's a club kit, so these are not released. I'm sure that they will be at some time, but this club started in August, so I wouldn't expect to see any of these patterns until probably fall. However, I did look, and on Inspired Needle, it shows that you can order this. You're probably getting all 4 of them all at once, and so you're paying the price for the full kit, but I think they're totally worth it. Here's the other 2 that I haven't even started yet. I'll just pull the patterns out. So there's Pear and Rosemary, which was like the winter pattern. Apples and Sage was the fall, and so I started with that one. Pear and Rosemary was the winter pattern, because these are kind of seasonal. And you could buy it with the horn book. So I bought it with the horn book. I have Apples and Sage finished just like that hanging in my kitchen. And then every month afterwards, you would get, if you bought the horn book, you would also get a piece of pre-cut mat board. And the kit comes with everything you need. Fabric, floss, and it's full skeins of floss. It's not like this is how much you need to stitch it. It's full skeins of floss, which I like, is nice. And then this is the summer pattern. Blueberries in Time. And those blueberries are French knots. I'm thinking about getting blue beads because I'm not the best at French knots, and I just think blue beads would be fun. So anyhow, I don't have plans to start another one really soon. And honestly, the next one I start will probably be Pear and Rosemary to get done in time for winter. So instead of being a 1-year project, for me, these are like, this is like a 2-year kit. I'm getting my money's worth. So I'm stretching this kit over 2 years, but I'm so pleased. I love the colors on this. So there we go. Strawberries and mint. Maybe this will be my screen grab. I always try to pick the weirdest one it gives me. They're always wackadoo. Okay, so there's that, which I just pulled off of Harry Potter book covers, and it made me realize I almost forgot it again, guys. Almost forgot. This week's full coverage project, I say that like I have a zillion. I have 2 that I switch out each week. But Harry Potter book covers is this week's. It's by Fox and Teacup Design. And I can't believe I did this, but I started a block and didn't finish it, which I don't normally do. But look how good it looks. You can start to see those bricks. Look, there's the A. And this is the big C for Chamber of Secrets, so you can see. See? So I'm like right here. And thanks to Pattern Keeper, I know I am 26% now done. So this pattern is a quarter of the way done. I've also been working on it for a year. But I think it's looking so good. It's looking so good. So I'm really happy with that. As I am doing Maynia, I'm still planning on stitching on my full coverage projects. That's my current plan. I'm not going to stitch only on Maynia starts. So every day I tend to stitch. If I'm home at night, which now we're always home at night, I tend to stitch from after dinner until we go to bed. So usually we're done like with dinner and cleaning up and settled in to like watch something on TV or whatnot, like 7:30, right? 7:30, maybe 8 if we're eating a little later. And we start to think about going to bed about midnight. So I get like 4 hours of stitching every night, to be honest. I mean, in normal times, I occasionally have something going on in the evening during the week, but mostly I'm home. So my thought is I am going to put in like probably about 2 hours of work on my new start so that I get a decent start on it, and then I'll work on my full coverage piece. So I think that those, I'm planning on still working on those. They might get a little less work. I mean, let's face it, if I start my new start and I don't want to put it down, I'm not going to put it down. If I start the new start and after an hour I'm ready to move on, I'll work on my full coverage. As Jessie Marie say, my plans are set in sand. I love that. I love that. Subject to change at any time. But that's where I got to on Harry Potter book covers this past week. This coming week we'll be back on Farewell to Anger, and I'm hoping to do the second half of that diagonal that I was working on. Okay, Strawberries and Mint, finished that on Monday, late. I think it was like 12:30, 1 o'clock, but I was not going to bed until that was done. And then I still had 3 days left in April. I had not yet done any work on alphabet soup in semi-sane stitchers, so we're working through the alphabet this year. Every 2 weeks, it's a new letter, and you work on a project that either the first letter in the design or the first letter of the first or last name of the designer. So right now it's I, and so I wanted to work on my ink circles project. I for ink circles. And so I pulled out Quaker Geometric Puzzle and wanted to get some good progress on this for alphabet soup. So I worked on this for 2 days. I worked on this on Tuesday and Thursday and got some really good progress. So there it is. Oh, it's so gorgeous. I really wanted to say I have a page finish, but I don't. Because, I mean, I could have, because the page ends like here. So it's all done over here, but, well, it ends like here. So here's the page. Down to here. But I can't just, I mean, I could. A lot of people do. Just stitch page by page and leave those threads hanging, or we'll do like this part of the motif and then that's it. But with these Quakers, I like to do the whole motif. So like here's where that page ends. I did that whole motif. Same for like here. I finished these out. So there's a motif that starts here, and I think one that starts here. So I don't technically have a page finish, but I've definitely stitched more than 1 page worth of stitching on this, if that makes sense. But I added in this motif, this one, and that one. So that's the stitching I did in 2 days. And I'm really happy with the progress on this and how it's looking. I think it looks amazing. I am stitching this on 32 count white even weave with the call for DMC. So this is charted in DMC. There are 2 colorways. She gives you 2 different colorways. I'm obviously doing this one. And it's charted in DMC and look gorgeous. And it's, what does the tag say? Oh, 32 count white Lugana. And I'm using 2 strands over 2, and I'm going to show you again because it is so pretty. I love this. I think I would want to stitch almost every single thing. Ink circles. I love all of their charts, all of them. So I worked on that on Tuesday and Thursday, but Wednesday, in addition to being my husband's birthday, it was a lovely birthday. We celebrated. It was also, it's the 29th, which means Long Dog Leap Day, Sal. Yay, which means Cardinal Points came out to play. So I got out my Long Dog sampler that we started for Leap Day. I started Cardinal Points and worked on Cardinal Points for a day. I'll show you where I got to. I did this month make a color substitution. I am stitching this on 36 count white even weave, and this does not say whether it's Joglin or Lugana. Here's the tag, 36 count white even weave. Ink Circles, my Quaker Geometric puzzle, is on a 32 count even weave, and they feel so different. I actually kind of maybe prefer this one because it just feels lighter, and the individual like threads feel less bulky. Like that, the 32 count is way heavier, and I mean, it's nice. They're both nice to stitch on, but I'm wondering if you guys know the difference. The Ink Circles piece I got at Acorns, and it says Lugana 32 count white. That's all the information I have. This just says 36 count white even weave. Do you guys have an idea? Like, it's just, the fabric just feels lighter and not as bulky. If you know the difference, let me know. I'm stitching this on 36 count white even weave, and I always said with all the called for Gentle Arts colors, flosses, because this is this chart was done for the Gentle Art by Julia Line of Long Dog Samplers. So it's charted in all Gentle Arts. It felt a little like sacrilege, but I subbed one of them out for a color and cotton. Two of the colors that are called for, Gold Leaf and Sunflower, were essentially the exact same color. This is Gold Leaf. The Sunflower was the exact same color. And there are these two leaves here. So that's Gold Leaf, that's supposedly Sunflower. Mine are not that different. They're both, you put them next to each other, they looked like the exact same color. And so I wanted a lighter yellow, and I had bought all that color and cotton floss, so I picked Autumn Gourd and switched out Autumn Gourd for Sunflower. And I'll show you what that looks like. I think it looks fantastic. If I can get my fabric folded up to show you. Here we go. So there is my, and it could be that my Gold Leaf is just not as dark, because I feel like I have other Gold Leaf that's maybe darker. So maybe, I don't know. You guys know dye lots. Dye lots happen. So I subbed out Autumn Gourd, and I think it looks great. So the work I did on Wednesday last week, I extended out this border, and I added this yellow flower, that purple one, the teal one, did some vine, and that's about all I got done that day. Which doesn't look like much, but it was a good fair bit of stitching, and I love how this is stitching up. I think it looks fantastic. So pretty. Love those colors. Those bright colors are giving me life right now. It was kind of gray and rainy last week. It's sunny today. It's supposed to go back to rain though. We'll see. So that's cardinal points. And that's everything I worked on before May. And then Maynia started. So if you've watched the past couple of daily vlogs, you have already seen these projects, so I'm going to whip through them pretty fast. My first spin of the wheel came up Without a Mouse by Blackbird Designs. So that was my new start May 1st. New start May 1st was Without a Mouse. I have it in this fantastic Little Bags Plus Bendy Flip. I am stitching it on 32 count. Yes, 32 count linen in the colorway Cauldron by Picture This Plus with Witching Hour by the Gentle Art, which is one of their new colors from Nashville this year. So there we go, and that's where I got to. Ta-da-ta-da! I love it. I said this in my other video, this is bigger than I thought it was going to be. I mean, it looks so tiny on there. Not mad about it. I'm actually pretty thrilled because it's going to be a fun piece, but and I have plenty of fabric, and I stuck it. This is where I decided to put it because I think then that pumpkin is going to be like the pumpkin's going to be right here next to that like orangey color. I love this fabric. So that is my progress on Without a Mouse. I'm stitching that 2 strands over 2 linen threads. Since it's a 32 count, I started stitching and quickly realized that 1 skein of this floss, not going to cut it. So I immediately on Friday got online to find out who still had some and ordered some more. So I'm sure you guys will see that come in Happy Mail. Also on Friday, I wanted to work on another Be Well and Stitch chart because I've been starting one every Friday while we're during the stay-at-home time. On Friday, our governor did extend our stay-at-home time until the end of May. So I'm gonna get to do some more of these charts. I'm stitching them all on one great big piece of linen. I am going to have them finished, I think, as individual pillows, and then I'm going to have a whole little basket. Or at this rate, multiple baskets. I don't know. But this is the one I chose for this week. It's the Free Be Well and Stitch from Heart and Hand. Oh, isn't it so pretty? So cute. And I picked this one because that's like the fabric I had left. I have no idea what happened. What's going on with that spacing? I don't know. So I was like, I need something narrow, like short, that will fit in that spot. And this was perfect and I loved it. I used that same color palette that I've been using for everything else. I did need to pick a flesh tone, which I think I picked 950. Let's see. I'm sure it's in here. I don't know that you guys care that much. 950. I literally was like, literally was just putting the DMC on my hand. Pretty good, right? 950 is what I had that was close. So there we go. And then I used it also in these hearts to kind of pull that in. So this is Hickory Sticks, Blue Coat Red, which I'm almost out of, but these strawberries, Blue Coat Red, and they give you a whole skein. So now I have more. Yay! I did use up the very last of my collards. And I was playing some like thread chicken. There was like not much left. After doing this vine, I think I'm going to pull in English Ivy because it looked pretty close. I had it in my stash and it looks pretty darn close. This is Country Redwood. The red is Country Redwood. This purple is that mystery color and cotton I've been using, and the birds are the 2 blue DMC colors I've been using for all the birds. So there's all of them. I might see if I can squish another little small one in here. We'll see. But I do have another piece of 32 count platinum linen. So I'm good to go for the next month. So that was Friday. Because I'm doing a new start every weekday, the weekends are going to be for working on the 4 works in progress I have left from last May. I didn't really participate in Maynia last May, but I did start some. I started 9 projects last May. I was just starting to start all the things. And I was also starting a lot of projects, I think, for School of Magical Stitches. I think a lot of people were in that boat where they started a lot of things for School of Magical Stitches. I finished 5 of them, and I still have 4 left. So I figured new starts on the weekdays, and then on the weekends, I would work on working ones that were left over from last May. So the first one up is Friends. We've seen this recently, and it's back out again to play. I started this May 15th of last year. I will link, I've gotten also a lot of questions about this pattern. I will link to the Etsy listing for this below. It's still available by Ann M. Cross Stitch is the Etsy seller, but sometimes it's hard to just search things on Etsy, so I will link it below. So there it is. I didn't get a lot of stitching done yesterday. I felt like I was tired. We played some games. I'm going to work on this more today, but I've been working on this couch. It's a lot of brown. It's like 4 shades of brown. So I don't think I'm going to get it all done because there's always a lot of back stitching on these, which makes it look amazing. But I'm going to try to finish up today, finishing up just the cross stitching of this couch. So I'm going to work on this more today. But yeah, so weekends are going to be for works in progress, as well as like all those like other monthly things that I want to stitch and get done. So first weekend in May down. So that's everything I worked on, guys. Plans. I'm going to keep spinning that wheel. I'm so excited. I have a couple planned starts that I'm going to be doing stitch alongs. Oh, I forgot to mention when I showed the Be Well charts, I also had some questions in comments about where to find those. So I'm just going to tell you again where to find those. The Be Well and Stitch free charts, follow the hashtag Be Well and Stitch. And I'll put the information down below in the WIP info. I put lots of information down that description box. If I talk about it, I link it, whether it's a shop or I put all the information on all the works in progress I show as far as fabric and threads and designers. I'll put that hashtag down below. You want to look for it on Instagram. All the designers posted their free designs there, but they're all different places. So some designers had a link in their profile or link tree to go download it. Some directed you to their website. Some you had to screenshot. You can also check out Keepsakes, the local needle workshop in Cincinnati. Keepsakes has a Facebook page and they posted a lot to their Facebook page. Also, Michelle Garrett, Bendy Stitchy, I'll pull up her Instagram. She very kindly took the time to do, if you go to her Instagram profile, you'll see Be Well and Stitch. She has highlights. And if you click on them, you will see, and then if you like say, oh, I want to stitch that one, view post. And it'll tell you, in the description, the designers would tell you where to get it. So, and there's actually so many, there's 2 highlight reels because I think she maxed out how many she could have. So that's how you find those. They're all over the place. So you kind of have to hunt for them a little bit. Did I have any other questions? I thought I had another question. Can't remember. All right, plans. We're going to be spinning the wheel every day. There will be daily vlog posts. So I'll be putting up a short video every day showing you what my progress from the day before, spinning the wheel, and showing you what I'm working on that day. So look for those every day. That's pretty much the plans. Plans. Those are them. I think I'm still going to try to get to all of my other projects that I work on. Like on certain days, like my anniversary project, I will also work on the 18th, but I don't have any of those this week. I don't have any other projects I'm working on this week. This week is all Maynia all the time. Yay! Oh, yay. I did have a few things come in that I had ordered. First thing was, here, we'll talk about these first. I joined several floss and fabric clubs. You'll notice in my April wrap up, I did not tell you about my Stitch from Stash numbers. I've declared bankruptcy. I don't know what happened. I started shopping with birthday money and then pandemic hit and I was doing definitely some stress shopping. I've declared bankruptcy. It's fine. I'm fine with it. I'm going to try again in July. So Stitch from Stash kind of has 2 sections to it. There's January through June, and then it starts over again July to December. I will start over again in July. However, since I have declared bankruptcy, when a cycle starts, any clubs that you're already in do not count against your budget. So that's where my head went was, well, if I'm going to give up on Stitch from Stash this cycle, I should probably join some clubs now so that when I try again in July, I'm already in them and they don't count. I don't think that that's really how it's supposed to work, but in my head it was. So I've joined some fabric and thread clubs because in all of the kitting up of the Maynia projects, I realized how much I liked kitting stuff up for my stash. Like, I did have to order quite a bit of floss because I just don't have much of a floss stash, but I did have some, you know, that was left over from projects I had finished, and I really liked it. I liked being able to sub stuff out with what I had, and so I've decided that, yes, give me all of the thread and fabric clubs. So the first one I got was from Trish at Threads Entwined. She does a color and cotton, and she had a 5 skein club up on her website. So I bought it, and then I emailed her and was like, hey, is there a way to get this every month? And she's like, yes, you're now signed up every month and I will invoice you. Yay! So I think that this was April's thread club. So I'll show you what I got. I got bronze, nice bronze. This is brown sugar, and I'll tell you, this looks very similar to what I'm using on the Be Well and Stitch charts. That was like a no-name limited edition. So I wonder if it was one that just like was supposed to be this and didn't work, came out more purpley. It's very pretty. Brown sugar. I think she does them alphabetical. I'm assuming they were in the B's. Okay. Bumblebee. I almost went back and switched out Autumn Gore for Bumblebee, but I think I still like the Autumn Gore better in Cardinal Points. That one's really pretty. This is Buttercup, a little deeper. I love this one. If nothing else but for the name, this is Buttermints. And I don't know if you guys can see, it's a light blue to a really like minty green, and it does look like those Buttermints. It reminds me of my sorority days because we always had them at rush events, the little Buttermints on the table. I don't know why. So there's that. When I opened the package for it, there were 2. And my head went to, I ordered that twice because I would totally do that. But then I went back and checked and I had only ordered it once. And so I emailed Trish at Threads Entwined and said, you accidentally double shipped me. Let me know how to send that back to you. And she said, oh, keep it and you can give it away. So hold that thought. That's going to be coming. But one, she's super generous, and I'm very excited to be getting 5 skeins of color and cotton every month because I've already put some that I had bought in their sale into projects, and I'm loving working with their floss. Okay, so that was the first thing that came in. I also had placed an order, and it came in. I had ordered a couple things from Bax Plus from her Etsy shop. She had posted that she had some new flips up, and I went and looked, and I couldn't resist this one. I really like, I had kitted up and I'm using a bigger one of these little flips for Star Sprite. It works great, and look at those cats. So it has a pouch here. And this will be perfect size for like those like Plum Street projects. And then I think it's 25. Yeah, 20. 1, 2, 16? I don't know. There's room for bobbins in the back. So I got that one. And then Annie Joyfield Stitcher has one of these, and I really like this format. And so she had one. You guys know I'm a sucker for all these like vintage sewing fabric patterns. Love them. Look at that dress form. This is what she calls her wallet style. And I love that. This may actually be going into my friend's piece because there's quite a bit of DMC, like too much for a ring, but not enough to totally fill a mini bobbin box. So it's kind of rattling around in there. But I really like this wallet style. And I think that this is 24 or 36. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 4, 24. So it's 24 and then it just ties up, and I just thought that was really pretty. I love these flip, I love the Floss Buddies. I think they're super handy. So there's that little flip and a little wallet from Bags Plus. I will of course link them below. And then I also got an order just today. She's so fast. From JT Stitching Corner. Like you guys know, I keep talking about her because she's got good stuff. JT Stitching Corner. This though, she had posted on an unload, like one of the stash unload sites, and it was like a fabric grab bag. And so I was like, ooh, yes, please. It wasn't inexpensive, but I feel like it's a really good value. It was like, because you get all these cuts, and she told you, one, she tagged them all. So it isn't like the Color and Cotton grab bags or some other grab bags where it's just your guess what the count is or the color. And the price included shipping. So I got all of these, and look. So it says like there's 28 count light mocha. And I think they were all, yeah, 13 by 18. So that's a pretty decent sized piece. I mean, you can put a medium chart on 13 by 18. And sometimes I've loved and have used almost every bit of those Color and Cotton grab bags I got in December, and I would totally buy them again. Because I like having these smaller, if you have a smaller chart, sometimes I don't want to cut into like a fat quarter of linen. This is a 32 count opalescent white. Look at that. I mean, if that isn't going to be perfect for some like winter Christmassy chart. And that, I mean, I'm going to assume that these are end cuts of her fabric cut, you know, like when she cuts fabric for selling. I'm getting stuff all over me. 36 dark cobblestone. That's good. See, they're all 13 by 18. That's a good size. That's a good size. So I got a 32 latte. I mean, I did get duplicates, but I don't care. This is a 28 light mocha, 28 raw, which I had just got, you guys saw, I had just bought a piece from Acorns, Acorn and Threads for Redbird sampler of raw. This is a great color. Why have I never stitched on raw linen before? Like, it's a great grayish. So that's 28. I think I have a couple pieces. 36 charcoal. That may be a little scary, but that's all right. 28 platinum. You know I love platinum. 32 platinum. Yes, please. Another piece of 32 platinum. I will use the heck out of that. And then here's a couple more pieces of 28 count raw. Which, I mean, seriously. Platinum and raw linen? Yeah, please. Send me all the good deals on that. And her listing included shipping. And she shipped it super fast. So I'm excited to have these pieces because it's great when you have a smaller chart and just want to grab a little piece of fabric and some floss from your stash and get going on it. So that's all I got in the mail. So all we have left is giveaway. So last week we were talking about JT Stitching Corner, Etsy seller I bought from the Cottage Needle. So I told you guys to tell me who your favorite Etsy sellers were. I now have more favorite shops. I will say I had a couple comments of people that said, I've never found cross stitch stuff on Etsy, or I've never bought anything off of Etsy for cross stitch. Check out the comments on the last full Flosstube video, not the ones that say Flosstube extra, but the last one that says full Flosstube video, or just has a number. There are lots of suggestions for you in the comments, and you're welcome for that rabbit hole you are about to go down. And so the giveaway, the reason you guys were telling me who your favorite Etsy sellers were is because I was giving away a $10 Etsy gift card. So I used the little YouTube random comment picker, took a picture of it, and the winner of the Etsy gift card is Kelly Hale. Kelly Hale, you won! My information is in the description box below. So you can just email me or hit me up on Instagram, and I will get that out to you, that Etsy gift card, and you can go get yourself some fabric or floss or patterns. There is no shortage of goodies to be found on Etsy for cross stitch. So let's talk about how giveaways are going to look in May. With Maynia going on and everything else, I'm going to put a hold on giveaways in May. Also because I'm starting a whole bunch of things. All of the previous giveaways went out in the mail last week. So if you've won something from me in like the past month, it went out in the mail end of last week. And we'll do the Etsy thing for this week, so that'll be easy peasy. And I am taking May to collect lots of goodies for a big giveaway in June, because we have 2 celebrations coming up. First is my Flosstube anniversary. 1 year on Flosstube, guys. May 16th, I think the 16th, is 1 year Flosstube anniversary. So we need to celebrate that in a big way. I am also super close to 3,000 subscribers. I can't, like a year ago when I was thinking that maybe I wanted to do a Flosstube so that I could get to know other stitchers, because I didn't know any stitchers. 1 year ago, I had just started watching Flosstube, had been doing enchanted stitching for, or not enchanted stitching, School of Magical Stitches and Literature for like a month. And I didn't know anybody near me who stitched. And now it's a year later, and I have so many stitchy friends that I meet in person and online and chat with, and almost 3,000 of you have subscribed to watch my Stitchy Madness. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So I think by the time we get through May and enjoy all the Maynia festivities, we will be ready to celebrate 3,000 subscribers, because I'm super close, and 1 year Flosstube anniversary. This for sure will be one of the giveaways. I have not decided if I'm going to do a bunch of like giveaway individual things, like this will be one, some fabric will be one, pattern. I'm collecting things. There's a bucket. I'm collecting things. Or if it's going to be one great big giveaway. I like to spread it around, so I suspect you'll have chances at multiple things, but we'll see. So that's how giveaways are going to go down. Tell your friends, come subscribe, and hopefully this month we'll hit 3,000 subscribers and we'll get to celebrate my Flosstube anniversary in a big way. So that's all I have for you guys this week. I hope you guys are having a good week. I hope you continue to stay safe and healthy, and are getting through this crazy time. I know for me, cross stitch has become my main comfort and stress release, and it's a little bit of escape from the constant news and chaos. And so I hope it's doing that for you too. And I feel like Maynia is coming at just the right time for us all to really dive into our stitching, however that looks. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for New Start. Cheers.